Yo, it's Jesse with Bowman Land Clearing. Well, always something before this thing dies on me. Hooked it up late last night. I sprayed it off and I thought it was just running down, but then I got here, when I hooked it up, it was just pouring from right in here, so I had to order a part. Luckily they got it, got everything greased. The battery died on me. So anyway, I got everything greased. I tried to tighten it, didn't work. So this is what we got. We'll be cleaning up all this right here, but I'm leaving this for a barrier. There's a nice house, nice cars, a fifth wheel camper over there, so I'm gonna use that as a barrier. And my plan was to come in and mulch all this undergrowth, so that way I can come in and rip all these trees up. He told me he wants to build here because there's enough over there, because it's like an L shape, because of the property that I mulched over there. I'll show you later, but got some stuff to take off. Looks like a bunch of stuff piled up, pushed up. And then once we come in here, so they have it in stock, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work half a day with the excavator, and then I might be able to get it, come back in time, and then mulch all the way until dark, since I'm pretty decently close to the house. But this is what we got, and it runs down that way, but the homeowners, oh, the renters, tenants are over there, so but no big deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and start ripping this out. So since I got this little chute right here, I'm gonna come in and take all this out, rip it out, and then throw it down, so when I get the mulcher I can come over here, because the pile is right over there. A big old pile over there. I don't know, it looks like a big log and a sink and bathtub and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this, and then I don't know, I may try to excavate a couple hours and then run and go grab it. I was supposed to have tires put on the truck, because when I did that Decatur job, it got annoying, because when you're going down the road at 70 miles an hour, it's vibrating like there ain't no tomorrow. And then the trailer does that too, but I have 2 tires ordered too. So pretty much what I made that small job yesterday, doing the dirt work in the pad and digging the embankment out, is gone. Well, it's more than that, but everything's going up, and then businesses are getting smaller. So anywho, let's get to it, and I'm gonna try to do some more tripod action, so see what we can't get into. This is how much I got ripped up. Smells weird. I don't know if it's those trees I pulled up. So some of those trees got like 2 miles worth of vine roots. So what I'm gonna do is come in here and mulch everything up with like all these piles right here. It'll sling it where I need to. So I'm leaving this as a barrier. I'm gonna do that last. So that means I'll have to get here early tomorrow. After I go get the part, I can come back and mulch a little bit, but I'll have to make up for lost time, stay late till right before dark. That'll catch me up, and then if I stay a couple hours tomorrow, like early in the morning and then late at night, we should be caught up on time. So get this ripped up, and then I'm not sure exactly how far it goes back, but I know there's enough to build a couple houses right here. So anywho, we're gonna go ahead and go grab the part, so we'll have a couple hours lost. So we're gonna hammer down, get down there and get back. All right, so I went and got the part. Here's the part number. This is what I had to go get. It was leaking around, I think because of the mulchers hoses are flared out on the opposite direction, so putting a force on it. So I'm gonna try to break it loose first and see what we got. I got this, and I got me a breaker bar. See if that, I tried it with a hammer, sledgehammer, but it didn't do good. Oh my God. Oh my Jesus. I would have never got that with this, just this. It is hot, and the thing is, it is totally dark behind me. I bet you that thing's about to make a mess. Unless you want to have grass for a while. Alright, so I'm 100% sure. Let's see, the part number on this one is what is it? Not really for sure. Ah, man, oh man. Sweating bullets. What the frick? Making some sounds. Now, I seriously thought about on the way back here, because it was an hour ride there, an hour back to Atala, Alabama. It says an hour there, an hour back, so 2 hours gone. Let's see, where's that doing at? And then we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna wipe that seal area. See what that done, which it's still leaking. So all right, now so you got to push it in. There's a spring in there. I was thinking this cost me $240 last time, but it only cost me $147. Ain't too bad. Can't really see, but didn't know it wouldn't. Oh well, you get the gist. All it is a hydraulic coupler. All right, this thing's nasty. Luckily my grandfather had this. If I didn't have it, then I wouldn't be able to get it off. The torque is good and tight. Ooh. I don't want to break that block off. Smack it with the hammer a little bit. Good enough. And then pop everything off. Please let there be no leaks. Nice. So you can see this thing. So the way these are coming in, I thought about drilling a hole right here to keep this right here, but my problem is when I go to rotate it, it'll have this and then this, so I just don't. These are just always a problem. Anyway, let's get to it. And it's looking a little dark, so it's showing rain, so this thing's about to get a bath, I guess. All right, so let's get back to it. Go ahead and get this cleaned up. So it was leaking around right in here, so every time I pushed it in or put it on there, it connected it pushing through. So it'd be nice if I can have somebody rebuild this, but it should be under warranty, so I just told them I'd get back with them, because I'm pretty sure I bought it around May or April, so it should be a year warranty on those. Anyway, let's go get this running. We're gonna go ahead and start mulching. I'm gonna move the excavator. I don't need a busted glass again. All right, so fixing to sharpen the teeth up. It's already starting to spit rain because when that pad gets wet or damp, it curls them up. And it's a brand new pad, so I've got to order some from Grusic parts or something, tools, something like that. So this is what I've done in I think 30 minutes. I mean, I kind of went back over it a time or two, but I was trying to get in these piles, which I don't like mulching into piles, because see, this is what it does. It pushes them up into it. Well, daggum. So we may be cut short today. So yeah, I see some metal over there, so we'll have to haul that off for him. My plan is, what the dude, I just heard a tree just making a loud squeaking sound. we may be cut short today. This is not a good day to be doing that, because it'd be different if I was able to mulch all day. So I was hoping to have this whole chunk out here done, but it's not like that. But I may jump in the excavator and may try to get as much ground as I can, because I did hit a center block over here somewhere, but it was chunks. Yeah, oh man, hurts my feelings. Which these break a lot better than iron rocks, so we'll have to pull all this, but I'm using this as a barrier, so, and this will look really good once I open that up. So I'm gonna throw that over there under that tree. So my plan is to pull all this out and throw it back that way, and then start taking this and ripping it back, or I may start down this way and just start ripping it, kind of make my way around that pile, because I'll have to bring the dump trailer. So we'll maybe be here for 3 to 4 days, because I mean this is a pretty good bit. I mean, he's wanting me to rip out just about everything other than the big, which, you know, big pine, whatever that is, and most of this stuff's junk, so I can weed out a lot of this. That guy's gonna stay. So there's a lot of dead pines, but they had a storm come in April 27, 2011 up in Trenton, Georgia, that wiped out a lot. So that's where I'm doing most of this. So most of this stuff I'm just gonna rip it out and be done with it. So let's see what we can do. Well, it decided to rain, so I was talking to a buddy, and we got rained on, so hopefully it goes past pretty quick. It's just barely sprinkling, so we'll go ahead and pull all that stuff out, and probably start pulling all this out too, so that way we can go ahead and get that ready and all that good junk. starting to sprinkle a little bit, so I'm trying to get some of it pushed. Nice. I think if I had something new, like a C-Moth or a Sherex, something better than what I got, I think I'd have probably had a good chunk of it done already. But anyway, we got this going. Ain't a problem. I'm already just about mulched up everything I done took out. I got one hanging right here. This is what's hurting my mulching head. I'm just trying to lightly hit it, but sometimes it hits it so hard it hits me up out of the seat. It'll hit so hard it'll grab. That's why it's very, very, very important to have the bite limiters, so that way it don't. I mean, that thing will absolutely kick this thing sideways. Like that right there. It grabs it too hard, it'll break that belt. It's crazy how dark it is. It's not even late afternoon yet. Oh, we're watching. By golly. All right, so it's starting to sprinkle, and it's thundering too, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it about 5 hours today. Picked up a little bit of a chunks. That's where all that debris is, so I'm gonna rip everything off of it. I stuck all that stuff right there so that way if it slings something, it won't hit the house. I gotta get the excavator. Should be good. I gotta get my sharpener. So this is what I've done in 5 hours, which, I mean, we had some big material. I mean, got all these mounds, you know, stuff like that, up bigger than 5 to 10 inch. You know, this is some pretty good material. You know, it's not, I mean, that's what I got. And most of this stuff's junk. And then I pushed right in here a little bit. What my plan was is, once I get all this ripped up, and then I'm gonna kind of come in this little chute right here, and then I'm gonna rip everything down, and then this is where I'm gonna start laying it down, because I'm trying to think, like, well, you know, we got some big stuff. I mean, it's big material, so it's gonna take me a little longer, but it's gonna be 10 times better for the customer, because I'm ripping everything up. He ain't gotta worry about stumps. You know, I mean, that's pretty big. And until it gets up there, I can hit all that stuff up there, because it's, you know, 3 or 4 inch, and then you got about 6. So I'm just pushing everything over and ripping it up and then throwing it here. So I'm leaving all this for a barrier. So we're going to go ahead and call it a day, because all that dust I'm slinging up, it's sucking it to the radiator, and it's going to pack it. So I'd rather it be rained on all night, and that way it'll kind of clean it, but it also make it nasty muddy mess. So let's go ahead and get everything locked up. Well, ain't nobody pees in my tank or nothing like that, or puts Gatorade or takes a dump in or something. So, but see, my problem is sometimes when I fuel, see all this dust right in here, and it just sucks it in here. Look how thick this is. I mean, I blow it out, pressure. Last time I pressure washed it, and it made more of a nasty mess. These little dumaflages right here, I've tightened them and I've tightened them, which I'll have to do that in the morning. Some of them are staying, some of them ain't. But I just blew that out, which it got up to like 212, 210, and then I blew out the radiator a little bit, and I always clean out this right here too. So, but let's go ahead and lock that, get going, and we'll be back in the morning. Well, I done it again. So I had some new tires put on. Look at those, no more straight tread. Got some grippers now, so that's pretty good. These are Ironman, yeah, Ironman. I'm guessing, I don't know if there's a model or whatever. It's those right there, 225 70 90 19.5s. You can't do the front, you have to get different front ones than the back ones. Excuse me, I just had lunch almost like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I had to wait on my truck. Look at these bad boys, and no more vibration. I had a bad vibration. So, and then I also have the death wobble. So the shocks and the steering stabilizer will be extra help. New tie rod in. So she drives like a new one. I don't know what it is about new ones, but when you're driving it feels like you're just doing this right here. So since we done that, I got everything ready this morning, and I forgot the GoPro. So maybe one day things will go my way and I can get another one. So you can see I've done a lot more. Big time, because all this wasn't even, I just got everything ripped out yesterday, which I'm gonna pull all this last, because it slung a piece out here, so I don't want it to hit the neighbors, because they got a really nice yard. Knives are still holding up pretty good. Golly bum. So I pushed all this down here, which I don't know why I left that. I really don't. Because he don't want nothing, and I'm gonna rip all this up. So we're close to the neighbors. There's our pontoon boat, and I know it's very, very close to it because you can see it coming in. So I got Chris coming in the morning to help me do some mulching, and the property line is on the other side. Golly bum, allergies is bad because it rained yesterday too. It's a dip down in here. I'm not sure if it's like a little belly, but all I know is it goes down. So we're gonna rip all this up, and then he said something about a barrier, so I'm gonna rip out all this little junky stuff and leave like the pines. That way at least I'll have a barrier, so you can kind of see what I'm dealing with. I mean, that's how deep it is. So you're probably about 4 inches of mulch. So I told him I could push it up if he wants me to. This is where I got to before he brought me my truck back. So the guy that I am doing mulching for has his own tire shop, and so I mean, it worked out great. Got to do a job, and then, you know, charging for a job and for him to do something for me. So I was fixing to get these right here, but luckily I stopped right there because the shade was right there, so I ain't gonna burn my back. So I got everything greased this morning and jumped in the machine. After I dropped the machine off, he brought me over here, or dropped my truck off, and he happened to show up with it, and I'm like, great. Now gotta show some footage. So there is, I'll have to bring my dump trailer up here probably sometime tomorrow too. Big o stuff, and there's a lot of stuff like that right there. So I'm not sure what that was, but you can see where they threw the metal on the back side of the pile. There's a big old stump over there, some big old logs. So I just told him I was going around this, and I'll excavate around it later. So got everything pulled out, and I'm probably going to mulch a little bit since I got my truck back. That way I can fuel up. So we got to push a little bit right in here, pretty much all this right here. Push that way because it kind of dips in and dips back up there towards the house. So I'd say probably another day and a half, because I get some done today, get everything ripped, and then we still got to get all that right there. So that shouldn't take me long, because it's from the skid steer to the road, it's probably like 10 feet, maybe 15 at the most, and the rest of that is just brush. So some good topsoil too, so he was worried about it wasn't gonna perk. I'm like, dude, you ain't got no problem. This stuff's thick. You can kind of see the colors right there. So, but I was getting eat up with mosquitoes with the door open, so we're probably like 50 foot left. And then so now I was leaving all this as a barrier, so that way if I mulched anything, it would hit the trees, and then we'll have all this, and then we'll have all that. So I'm doing I'll do the shell last. But that way people can see it. There was deer that come just through here not too long ago, because I just got all this ripped up. It's crazy. But got all that, so it kind of ails this way, shoots this way, comes up. But that's it. Let's go ahead and figure out what I want to do first. Probably rip up all these and then start mulching. That way me and Chris can push all this, and then I'm gonna go over and get all that over there. Got about 5 pines and that big tree, and then try to rip some of that out too. So we're probably gonna have about 2 foot of mulch right here. Yeah, that dirt smack you in the face every time. Spend the extra $15,000 get you a enclosed cab. So yeah, it's well worth the money. Don't shoulda, coulda, woulda, man. Just do it. Oh, wow. Phew, what a mess. Oh. Me being tall, it's rough to sit in here all day or several hours at a time. Still didn't turn the AC on. I was like, man, why am I sweating? So I got me some pretty good mess. I seen that one right there, so I was going to get it cleaned up around it so that way I can see if there's any power line poles, which there is power lines on the other side, on the back side. So I'm gonna try to get it off that white oak right there. But this, I know good and well this is gonna mulch pretty easy. So my plan is to get a bunch of this mulched right here and then start working all this right here. That way I can work. I work myself in here. Now I'm gonna rake all this down, throw it in here, and then mulch all this up and then kind of thin everything out, then work my way up this way. So that way I like to work to the farthest end, but all this has got a bunch of junk in it, so that's gonna be my last. So I can work all the way up towards up this way, and then end right to where that pile is. Because Chris will be here tomorrow, and I'm gonna go ahead and move this out of the way. I'm gonna move that sucker way up there. Go ahead and get this going and get a bunch. Even if I can get 3/4 of this or half of it mulched. I was gonna go that way, but I ended up going over here, and then I seen a big pine that was broke right there. It's right over there, but then that one fell off over there, so I'll have to clean a bunch of that off, so that way when I rake it this way, it don't fall down and hit another tree and then go out that way. So we need all that stuff ripped out, so that way I can see everything. And so there's 2 pines there that need to be pulled, and then this should take me probably about an hour and a half, somewhere in there, to pull all that out. And then we're going to work on that right there. So we're going to get all this mulched best we can, and then I'd like to start pulling all this stuff up all the way up from there all the way down, rake it out, so that way that I've got enough material for Chris to mulch tomorrow. So which I do, but if I mulch all this, then I'll have to pull out some more to get it ready. So let's get to it.